Hello, friends. Hi. Every month, I decided I would choose a charity to just shout out and put into every video. And this month of March, the charity is World Without Exploitation. And I implore all of you to go to the website, read more about it, of course, go through the entire website, but at the very top, there is a petition to sign that demands the DOJ takes accountability in the Epstein case. This is an organization that is trying to end human trafficking and shed light on harassment, sexual assault, all of that type of stuff. I think it is very important, and I'm really, really happy that I came across them and I'm able to shout them out this month. And I also want to add onto this, if anything has ever happened to you and you feel that you cannot, or it is not okay for you to reach out, you don't feel safe enough to reach out, I implore you to do so. I believe you. And if that's what you needed to hear today, I'm thankful. And I hope everything goes well for you. I just want to say, check out World Without Exploitation, see everything that they have to say and the survivors that they have speaking about their true, real stories, and make yourself more aware, and please sign the petition. Thank you all so much for watching. Let's get back to the video. Hello guys, welcome back to another character corner video. I want to say the last one, at least the last in-depth one. Like this is kind of it. Like these are the people that you need to know. There's other people that you will meet through the actually reading the books. But yeah, I hope we've enjoyed Character Corner. It's kind of crazy that it started actually a year ago, and like a year and a month ago, and then some change, but that is kind of crazy. So today's episode is about Chris. We saw Chris's sister. I will get into that, why I still use the word sister, even though Brooke, it goes by they, them. We'll get into that. That's also a plot point in the book. Not really a plot point, but it's mentioned. Sister is so much more than it's so much more than a title. That's why there's like the sisterhood, you know, like sister is a state of relationship. And that is a relationship Brooke feels very strongly with Chris. So, meet Chris, everybody. The relationship of Brooke and Chris, I would say, is similar to like pretty much any role that Pedro Pascal has had with someone younger than him. We have hardened character that only is soft for this little thing that it decides that it will take care of, and that's the most important thing in their entire world. We're going that trope, okay? But it's their actual sister. I think it's beautiful. So that's book one. Chris doesn't really have a role. She is just kind of introduced. She's just kind of there. She becomes important. She really does. And she's just a sweetie, and I love her. She is younger. So Chris is 10, because Katrina's 15. And then mostly everybody is 16 and up. So Chris is 10. So she's younger, but she's not like a child. She was supposed to be. In very original stuff, she's genuinely like a toddler, just kind of dragged out to join in this stuff. But she's just 10, but that's still young enough. And she's been shielded enough to act very juvenile, but at the same time, she's had a rough upbringing. She's she's complex. She is blonde, much like her sister. She's kind of looked at as like the exact opposite of Brooke. Brooke is very like monotone, like plain-faced, everything's in order, everything is blah blah blah. Chris, she wears pigtail braids. I think the amount of times in the book that it's described as like, if any hair could even be said that's still in a braid. Like, her hair is so messy and crazy that it's braided. You can see it was at one point braided, but oh boy, it is a mess and a half at all times. Her clothes are wrinkled. She's a mess. And Brooke does everything that they can to teach her as much as they can, but also shield her from everything. Okay, her Enneagram number is number 3, the achiever. It is based off of the Sleeping at Last lyric. Okay, that's the only reason why I do any of these things. Let's see. Success oriented, adaptable, very adaptable, excelling, driven, and image conscious. I don't know exactly what that means. 3s are self-assured. She's very self-assured even as a child, driven for advancement. She is highly driven for advancement, and that is at first mostly just because of her sister and her sister's push to ensure her good life. So that's really kind of an outside force that's telling her to keep trying. Diplomatic and poised, but can also be overtly concerned with their image and what others think of them. We get into her later. They typically have problems with workaholism and competitiveness. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like she's competitive. At their best, self-accepting, authentic, everything they seem to be, role models who inspire others. Which is so cool because as she gets older, most of her entire basis is following the steps of her role model and doing better the things that Brooke may have fallen short at, which is what everybody really strives to do when they follow their role models. So that's the inspire others is very, very Chris. Basic fear being worthless. Want to be affirmed, to distinguish themselves from others, to have attention, to be admired, and to impress others. Yes, very much so. They are the stars of human nature, and people often look up to them because of their graciousness and personal accomplishments. Healthy 3s know how good it feels to develop themselves and contribute their abilities to the world, and also enjoy motivating others to greater personal achievements than others thought they were capable of. So that's kind of crazy because of where Chris's story goes, because she does not start out healthy. Verdine is always the source of every problem ever. But she does not start out healthy. She doesn't have a very healthy upbringing. Brooke is the only positive force in her life growing up, but even Brooke has their own life to worry about as well. So they do not start out healthy, but they grow healthiness themselves. Like she is able to grow herself on her own and really come into her own in a big way. And where she starts the story to where she ends at the end of book 4 is so beautiful. She is in the final scene of Life in the Forest at all, which, yes, I know what that is. She has a line in that scene that is, I remember writing that. It's my favorite thing ever, and I say this, book 1's not even out yet. I cannot wait for the book 4 reaction to the final scene. Sorry if I'm crazy. I may be crazy, but I'm free. No matter how success is defined, threes will try to become somebody noteworthy in their family and their community. They will not be a nobody. And Chris is far from a nobody. I think we get her perspective first time book 3. Book 3 is probably my favorite. I'm gonna be completely honest. Yeah, she's pretty cool. What can I say? Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to see more about my book. My book Instagram, Life in the Forest on Instagram. I post a bunch of stuff there. I also have my TikTok where I do stuff and all that stuff. So yeah, keep posted. Book will be eventually, but it's working on it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you all on the next one.